Everyone, thanks for taking a look at our video. If you're like us, then you're tired of hearing how little PPE there is, and you're probably feeling a little frustrated about not being able to help. So we felt that way, and we found a way we can help, and we thought we would share that with anyone who's interested in being productive and contributing to ending this PPE crisis.
So the video describes what we think is the simplest possible face shield. The video doesn't quite reflect the parts list below because since we shot the video, we've improved things a little bit. We're actually recommending a thinner grade vinyl, which is only 8 inches instead of 12 inches, so it's a little bit smaller. That reduces weight for people who have to wear this all day. And we've also stumbled across this self-adhesive vinyl, which eliminates the need to use any glue. So with a minimum number of tools and just a few supplies, all of which you can order online from McMaster-Carr and have delivered to your house, you can potentially provide face shields to your local healthcare workers. If you can't access McMaster, try searches, and we'll provide some keywords on Amazon or Home Depot or maybe even Walmart.
And if you have any suggestions for us, please put them in the comments below so we can make the design even better, especially if you're a healthcare worker. And thank you very much for helping us out.
Yes, thank you, healthcare providers.
Yes. Begin by visiting your local hospital or health department's COVID-19 webpage. Most pages have a donation section where you can view what the hospital is in need of. Verify that they are looking for face shields and get in contact with them to make sure they will accept homemade face shields before beginning this project. Alright, so the things you'll need for this face shield are vinyl sheeting, foam strips, elastic bands, a ruler, a stapler, a box cutter, and a pen or Sharpie. If your foam happens to be self-adhesive, you won't need any extra glue, but if it does not, you will also need PVC cement. The part numbers for all of these products can be found in the link below. Alright, so the first thing you'll want to do is to cut your vinyl. Now this comes on a large roll, so you'll have to unroll it and cut it. Our roll happened to be 12 inches wide, so we made a 12-inch square. You'll want it to be at least 12 inches to go across the face and at least 8 inches to go the height of the face. In our case, ours was 12 inches wide, so we went a full 12 inches. So the way you'll do this is once you unroll the vinyl, you'll measure out 12 inches and make a mark with your pen or Sharpie on either side, and then use a straight edge to line up those marks, make a mark, and then cut using your box cutter. Alright, so once you have your 12 by 12 inch square, what we've been doing is cutting off the corners to make sure that they don't snag on anybody's clothing. This isn't completely necessary, but it's a nice finishing touch. So the way we do that is just find anything round that you may have lying around. Anything works. And I have marked 2 spots with a Sharpie, so I just know where to position the edges. And then using a box cutter, I trace this around. Now if this was a thinner piece of vinyl, you could also just use scissors, so a box cutter wouldn't be necessary. But with the box cutter, I just hold down and trace around. And it comes off like that, nice and simple. Now the next step will be to cut your foam. And so you want the foam to span the entire width of the face shield, which in our case is 12 inches. So we'll again measure out 12 inches and use the box cutter to cut at 12 inches. The next thing you'll need to cut our elastic strips, which will eventually go on the face mask like so, and be the ties that secure the face shield to the person's head. So these come in a roll, and so you'll have to cut them into strips. So the way we did that was using a ruler. We measured out 8 inches from our roll and then just used normal scissors to cut. Alright, so once you have your face shield with the curved edges, the next step is to add the elastic, which will go around the person's head. Now, in order to place the elastic, we want to measure about 8 to 10 inches from the bottom, which gives enough room to protect the person's face, but also to turn their head without the shield getting in the way. So, since our shield is 12 inches, we're going to measure 2 inches and make a mark on either side. 2 inches down. And then I'm going to use a straight edge to make a line. You don't have to draw the line all the way across if you don't want, but it helps me. Alright, so once you have a line across of where the band will go, we're not actually going to have the band go all the way across. We're going to have it just go 1.5 inches in on either side. So I'm going to find 1.5 inches and make another mark here. And a mark here. And that will tell me where to place the elastic.
So the next step, we're going to secure the 2 elastic straps to the vinyl face shield. For that you need a hammer. It doesn't have to be this big. You need the staple gun, and we've included this in the parts list. You can get this straight from McMaster-Carr or from another online source. And then you need the elastic straps. So in this iteration, we've tried to, we found that basically the elastic is selling out the fastest, so we tried to use as little as possible. So these are 2 8-inch strips, and we secure them to at the 1.5 inch point to each side of the shield. So you'll place the board beneath the shield and place the shield on top, and then the elastic, and you're going to secure this with 3 staples. Now, for brevity, I won't do the other side, but you'll repeat the same thing on the other side. And then this is the part that's the least well figured out. You're going to have to pull up the vinyl because the staples go into the wood a little bit. So you can see that the staples are sticking out, but we want to pound those down, not so that they go back through the vinyl, but so that they kind of fold over, and that will help attach the strap to the vinyl. So I'm going to kind of look at where they're oriented and then just try to pound them down. Watch your fingers. Okay. And that's it.
Alright, so the last step is securing the foam pad to the face shield. So you'll want to put the face shield with the teeth of the staples facing upwards. And in our parts list, we've included foam pads that have a self-adhesive backing. So you'll literally be able to peel and stick this on, push down, and be done. Unfortunately, ours do not have the adhesive backing, so we're going to use PVC cement. Put a nice layer right here, stick it on, and leave this to dry.